Hi, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here with you. Have you seen? It's session number 99. Woo-hoo. So I'm very happy about that. We're just having a little chat about that. And it's my second time this week as well, because I did the special on Tuesday, which if you haven't seen it, and maybe some of the other Paralympic specials, you really should have a look, because they're a fun thing. They're only 10 minutes. A lot of them are shorter. But there's all sorts of stuff to do. And there's the Olympic ones as well from a few weeks ago. So we have a little dig around the Virtual Village Hall archive and check it out. Right, today we're going to be doing some standing, sitting. We're also going to be doing all fours and variations on that. So it doesn't have to mean kneeling. Please don't panic, because I have so many variations for that. And a little bit of lying down, because I love a lie down. Right, let's get started with a little shakeout. So I am standing to this one, but you could be sitting. And it's one of those where I can't tell you exactly what to do. You just have to do it. So really it's about listening to what your body needs. So I'm a little bit tired. I've had a busy week. I've still got another class to teach after that. So I'm just going for a bit of a sway, but you might go for lifting your leg up. You might go for almost like a little movement between the legs. You might be doing a little shake out. What I do invite you to do is either look away from anyone you think that could be looking, or close your eyes if you're comfortable too. Hello, Irene, lovely to have you here. And closing your eyes just means, you move a little freer. You might notice my eyes are closed and I'm now moving a bit more freely and just letting my body dictate what it wants. And then slow it down. Slow it down. And then pause, open your eyes if you need to. Just check where you are so you've got your bearings back. And then bring your feet so that they're parallel and a little closer together. I would say mine are about hip width. My hip bones are here. My feet are around about there. And if I look down, room for a book between my feet. Do 2 fists between your knees if you're seated. Right, we'll just take our arms outwards. And as we do that, let's have a little lean back, particularly the chest and the shoulders. That's it. And we could bring the hands together. That's someone else creeping in. Oh, it's Jackie. I've seen you. I saw the little flash of the screen. You're lovely to have you. Oh, last one of those. And then if you're standing, just let your knees sink slightly, just so they're not super straight. Just give yourself a little bit of give. And then we'll have a hand on the belly, a hand on the back. I'm trying to think which way around. That's the best way to show you. Right. Now the place to watch is probably this hem of my top. I'm going to breathe into my rib cage. Let it expand out to the sides. And now I'm going to lengthen my back. See, the hem sort of goes downwards. Now I'm going to tilt the other way. This hem goes forwards. There's a contrast between the white and the sort of dark blue of my pants. Sort of trousers, and then you can see that movement, and you might notice it on the creases of my top, and you can feel it in your hands. Now it's the exhale, and your belly sort of scrunching in and pulling back a little away from your top. I mean, it's touching my top at all time. I don't have a very big belly, but it's still there, and it's touching my top all the time. But it's like I'm trying to pull it away. That's it. And that just gets into this area of your back, gives it a little bit of movement. And then we're going to go for some circles outwards and the other way. Now, if you're in the chair, it can feel like all the bumps on your bottom, like the sitting bones, are sort of having a little draw around. That's it. And then take it the other way. And then grow tall. So grow tall sitting, grow tall standing, even taller, like my hand is just above your head and you're trying to take your head up to meet it. Now, can you tap the back of your head? Give your face a little tap and take both your head and face just back a little, like they're just about to lean against a wall, and turn your head. Come back to the center, ear towards shoulder. That's it. And give your shoulders a little shrug, roll, just a little bit of movement. And then let your arms be heavy and hang downwards. Give them a little swing as well, and then let them settle. And now we're going to draw circles, and we're not moving our head or necks. So we're not sort of doing a chicken head, turkey head. Just keeping that length in the neck as we give the shoulders some circles, breathing in. As you get to the top, you'll pause and then breathe out. In and out. In and out. Let your hands either drop onto your thighs or down at your sides. But give your feet a little stamp. And I'm going to move my feet around a little bit as well. And if you're standing, move your feet around. So how hard do you want to stamp? Well, it depends how hard is comfortable for your feet. It's good to put a little bit of weight through the legs. So if I'm doing this standing, I'll probably go onto a harder surface. This is like a double mat. I might go onto this sort of rug on the floor. Hello, Leanne. She's here sneaking up on me, just having a little check-in. In a lovely way. So I'm on the rug here, but I could go even harder. I'm sneaking to the side. And you can hear the difference in the noise. Just a little bit more impact going through the bones. And sometimes I like to do this small, like a little thunder roll, like a little temper tantrum. So I'm not really bringing my feet up very high, but I can feel it just going through. It's just good for the bones coming up to this big thigh bone here. It's good for that, especially in standing. And then enjoy the tingles. You get a few tingles from that one. Check in with your feet. They're still pointing forwards. And we're going to, if you're standing, I want you to imagine that you're sliding against a wall, or take yourself to a wall. Put your head and your shoulders. You might find your head is slightly away from the wall. That's okay. Let your shoulders go back and your head as far as it can. And then bend your knees, and it's just sliding down. Keep whatever is in contact, back of your head, shoulders, in contact. So it stays in contact, it doesn't get heavy, light. You're just sliding up and down this wall. Now, if you're seated, can't slide up and down the chair. So what I'd like to do is you could hold the chair somewhere behind you and just press the feet down. You can see I come slightly higher and then I'll sink down. Press the feet downwards into the floor. So you might feel it under your feet, and you can close your eyes and just concentrate on that sensation. But if you don't have sensation or much sensation in your feet, you might feel it creeping up your shins, and you might feel your thighs sort of firming up. And I feel the length sort of from my head down to my sitting bones. That's it. And then we're going to do a bit of elbow circling and let the spine just have a little move and twist, just a gentle one. That's it. And then take your arms out in a T shape. Now, they could be super straight. They could have a slight bend, could have a lot of bend and be a bit lower. Depends where they're happiest. And you might even have one arm out and one arm, that shoulder's not so happy, it might be lower down. Little fists. I've got my knuckles at the top, and I'm just drawing these little circles like saucers. Other way. Keep growing tall. I'm going to do it standing as well. And then just pause for a moment. If you want to, take your arms down. If you can, keep them up. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Now, mine aren't fully going. They don't want to. I can feel there's like a point of resistance. So that's how far mine are going today. They just don't want that extra bit. But just turn yours as far as they comfortably go. And we don't want the shoulders up here. So it's as far as they go with your shoulders, just with a lot of space across. And those little circles again. both ways, and you can keep changing it. That's what I'm doing, about 3 or 4 one way, 3 or 4 the other. Last ones, I promise we're nearly finished. And then just let your arms swing forwards and backwards, small or big. And then we're going to get swishy, because after something where we've been quite sort of strong and straight and there's tension, I like something swishy. So now take your legs wider. Start scooping imaginary water around you. That's it. You can imagine a jacuzzi, hot tub, the sea. That's it. And if you want to take your arms wider and just enjoy the feeling of the air coming through your fingers. Let your feet move. Nothing is stuck to the spot. Ooh, watch your balance. And then come back to the center. And then we're going into a little bit of balance. So instead of the feet being wide, we'll have forwards and back. So if you're seated, one foot is on the ball of the foot and the other foot is forwards, and you're going to rock forwards and backwards. If you're standing, it's like I've just taken a pace forwards. I'm just going to rock forwards and backwards. You can see it's my heel going down at the front and the ball of my foot sort of pushing me off forwards. That's it. And your arms can just respond just like they would if you were walking outside. But then we're going to stop. Go onto the back leg. If you're seated, you can move that back leg forward a bit so the sole's on the floor. And then I want you to lift this front leg up and down. Straight is an option, or your knee bent. Straight if you can, knee bent if you can't. How far? Well, as far as you can. So I'm going to take my arms out to the side, because that's going to help my balance a little bit. I'm just going to look ahead. I come and do it to you and I'm looking at you. Could be like this, could be like this, could be like this. And then let that leg flop down, let the arms have a rest. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So foot back, a foot forwards. So this is the seated version. You could even do a little sort of hop upwards if you felt like it. Or use your hands at the sides to hold the chair. You're not going anywhere. And you're keeping the chest like it's going to go forwards. And then weight on the back leg. So I'm going to put this back leg down and start to lift the front leg. Bent, straight. Could come closer to the edge of the chair as well. If you're standing, you probably want your arms out. We're sort of tapping it up and down. Could be tiny little taps. Could be tiny little lifts of the thigh. Can feel it. And then place it down, and we're going to circle the pelvis again. So it's the sort of circles where you can feel everything moving about. You're getting that little pelvic tilt. You're getting the long back and the arched back and the other way. You're getting ready for a salsa class. That's it. And then we're just going to do a side stretch before we go into a change of position. So you can either cradle your head and let your head push into the back of your hands, or have your hands just at the sides of your hair. I tend to do that because I push my head forwards when I put my hands at the back. And your elbows are just slightly in front. They're not pushed all the way back. Or you could have your hands on the chest. And we're going to keep our feet and our sitting bones down. They're not going to lift from side to side. Even though we're going to bend over, the weight's going to stay down. We can have a little bend over one way, up tall, bend to the other side, this stretch out here, up tall. And now just a little turn at the waist one way and a small turn the other. This time we'll go the other side for that side bend and stretch. And again, we're up tall, and a little waist turn. And then let that go. Right, We're not going to do a roll down today because we're not going straight down to the floor. We're going to take it to all fours. So I'm going to change my camera a little bit so you can see a little bit more of the mat, and I'm going to keep moving around and give you different ideas, because I know all fours is one of those positions that people really panic on because their knees are so uncomfortable. So if your knees are uncomfortable, see, I've got a chair against a chest of drawers. You could also use the chest of drawers. Stand and lean on the chair. That's why you need your chair against something. If it was just on the carpet, it's going to slide and that's not going to be good. So I want you to lean on it, but I don't want your hip to go towards it. It's almost like you're going to pull your bottom away from it a little bit. And you see I'm making like a sort of boomerang sort of shape, not quite this, but I'm not, that would be my straight line. But what tends to happen is, oh, we sink forwards. Oh, it's not very comfortable. So we're just going to pull the bottom back a little bit. That's going to be the all fours. You can soften your knees if you want to. And then I'd like you to pull back. So you're getting that roundness like a scaredy cat. And then let your belly and your chest drop forwards. It feels like you're really sticking your bum out. If you're comfortable lower down, you can be in a classical fours, flat tabletop, press your shins down. Your feet can be flat. They don't need to be toes tucked under, just flat on the floor. Press your palms down. Check that your elbow creases are smiling at each other. And then watch if your head's dropping. We're going to keep it in line with our back. Scaredy cat. And then the cow, sort of heavy belly. And another position, if you're not keen on your hands, pressure either way, is going on to something like a sofa. And I can show you from the side here. So you're on your forearms. And you could clasp your forearms, have your elbows a bit wider. And then I'm getting that same shape this way. And you can also move between all those positions. If you find you're doing this one on the floor and there's only so long you want to do it, swap to something higher up. I find my wrists more of an issue for me. My knees are not an issue, but the wrists only have so long they like doing this. Last one, and then we're just flat. Push away as if there's a little fire under your belly, under your armpits, and feel you've got a really flat table. That's it. We're going to stretch an arm forward. So I'll show you the different positions. So it's just reaching forwards and a little up. And then I'm going to reach the other side forwards and a little up. And all the time I'm keeping this connection in my belly. So there's a bit of tension, and it's almost like there's some diagonals between my hands and my knees or shins. So as I take one bit away, the other diagonals are drawing towards each other. So that's on the floor. Here's my standing version. So I'll come a little closer. I pull my hips and belly away from the chair. I've got that fire under the armpits. Now I'm going to take this arm forwards. I like to go upwards with my thumb at the top. It doesn't really matter. I don't mind which you do. If this arm needs to bend to come up, it can bend. If it can go straight, take it straight. You might even feel that you want to go a bit closer to your chair or a bit further away. Now that gets heavier on the shoulders and the hands. So find your sweet spot. I think this is about my sweet spot. You can feel this area working. That's it. And even down here. I'm doing it a little bit over all these cushions. Make whichever one you're doing your last one, and then just take the strain off. So strain off your wrists, the strain off your knees, so you might push back onto your bottom for a moment. We're going to do one more thing in whichever all fours we're in. So let's go back to your position. If you are in this kneeling all fours, we've done the arms, so now we're going to slide a leg back. Check in with the elbows. You could take your hands forwards a little if that's more comfortable. And you could fold your mat if you've got a mat, or put cushions underneath your wrists or knees. Right. Flat table. Slide a foot back. Slide it in. Slide the other foot back, slide it in. Watch that your head doesn't dip, it's just going to keep in line, sort of like a scoopy line through the back. And it's not the moving leg that we're concentrating on, it's all the other bits. So if you're doing this standing, slide a leg back, and you see it's making a sort of line with this part of my body. It doesn't need to go up there, that's going to change my back. Look, see the dip? Don't want that. So just sliding it back, and then slide the other one back. And we're trying not to get a real side to side rock. Just take it slow, centered and steady. You could drop down and have your arms like this. That's it. And you feel your core working here. You don't need sit-ups when you're doing this one. And your back is working too. I just caught myself just lowering my head, so I'm just bringing it up a little. And if you are in position with your forearms, I'm going to give you the back view. Slide the leg away. It's only going to want to go slightly upwards. And we're looking for a little bit of a feel maybe on the glutes for this one, because we're working the glutes as well. I can feel it, just a little tightening just goes on as I just lift that leg a little bit. You can even hold it there and just do a tiny up and down. Last one coming up. And then something to ease off. So you might push back into a child position. You might push back into, this is a bit like a downward dog, but with a chair. And we could also be in a seated child. I'm going to go wide-legged. And just flop down. But flopping over cushions is nice too. And then we're going to go onto our backs. So we're onto my favorite position. Lying down. There we go. Let's move the chair. You might want a pillow for your head. You can bend your legs. And just take a bit of time checking in with all the different parts of you that are in contact with the floor, your bed, whatever you're lying on. So I like to go top to toe. I think of my head first. So I'm just checking that my eyes looking at the ceiling. I like something under my head generally. Some people don't. But I like my shoulders right down on the mat. So we look, because you want a bit of feedback there. And having a small cushion underneath just gives me that support. But you can also let your head just roll a little. Really let the roundness of it roll. And then check in with your shoulders. So I've got my arms out because I really want my shoulders to spread out. But you could have them closer. That might feel more comfortable. You could rest your arms on your body. So shoulders now, my back. So I can feel there's a bit of space under this part of my low back. That's normal for me. This part of my back, the sort of back ribs, are the bit that's in closer contact. So you might just want to have a little shimmy and just feel it on the floor. But really, I feel it the most breathing. So just breathing in, letting my ribs expand out to the side rather than my chest go up and down. It's more out to the side. And then I can feel the back of my pelvis heavy, my feet on the floor. And then let's do some pelvic tilts. So place your hands on your hip bones. Take a breath into your chest. Let it spread out, let the back ribs spread on your bed or mattress, on the floor on your mat. And then as you breathe out, feel your belly just tighten as the air goes out. Pubic bone just comes up towards you, it's like it's coming closer to your ribs. And then it rolls away. Breathe in. Breathe out, it's coming up towards you. Breathe in, it rolls away. Last one. And then take your arms and float them up towards the ceiling, but leave your shoulders on the floor. So it's not reaching away. Oh, it's downwards. And there's a little gap between your hands. Right, we're going to do a little sequence here. So press the feet downwards. We've got a little bit of a distance, so that's my legs together. Heels apart, toes forwards, knees apart. Now open one knee out to the side, everything else stays where it is. And bring it back. Now open one arm out to the side like a half T and bring it back. Other leg out to the side. Keep your belly and your pelvis still. There's going to be a bit of tension there. Bring it back. Open out the other arm. Feel maybe a little more contact from your floor or bed and bring it back. We're going to repeat. I don't mind which way you go, which part of you moves. I've just done the same bit again, but keep moving around. So you've got your arms and your legs to choose from. You could open opposite arm to leg. We could even try legs open, keep the belly nice and steady, arms open. You're just challenging center and balance, and it's been a bit of a balance theme today, you might have noticed. That's it. And then bring everything down. Bring your knees into your chest. Hug them quite low down. So you just keep your back of your bum down towards the floor and just hug them. Can be wide. Can move your belly out of the way if you need to. And now let your bum scoop up a little. Maybe have a little rock if that's comfortable for you. As wide or as narrow as you like with your knees and legs. And then steer your legs round in circles. The feet stay a bit closer together. They can actually touch if you want them to, or they could be apart. And go the other way. Perfect. All right. Now place your feet down on the floor. And anything that's under your head, slide away. We're going to go into a little bridge. So I'm just coming slightly further down the mat. Arms down by your sides. You can have your palms up or down. If you've got shoulder issues, palms up is good because it just opens you out a little bit here and it discourages you from really pressing through your arms because you don't have to for this. Your legs are here for that. Legs and your core. Right. Pelvic tilt to start, so breath in. Start your pelvic tilt, so you're breathing out, your belly's just having that little scrunch. Feel your bum coming up. As it comes up, now press into your feet, down, lift the hips. And you feel your back peel away. Now I could just lift my arms off the floor. It's quite a lot of effort, but they don't need to press. You can press as well. So if you're feeling weakness here, but your arms are strong, you can do that. Otherwise, let this area take precedence. Point the knees forward, so we're not letting them flop out to the sides and sinking. They're just pointing forwards and away. You might come a little higher. And then slowly roll down. Let each part of your spine drip down. Oh, lovely. You get a sort of massage along the way. Breath in. And roll up. Hold it. Now you can either stay there or push your feet down a little more and then lift one leg up to a tabletop. Take it down. Keep your hips up. Other leg up to a tabletop. Take it down. Roll down. Could you feel that balance challenge again? I just snuck that in there. Right, last one. So we're going to curl ourselves up. Build your bridge. Let your knees point forwards. Find the height that works for you. So I've got a sort of diagonal going from knee to armpit, but you could be lower down. That might be as far as you want to go today. This time, keep the feet where they are. Keep all the toes down, keep the heels down. Raise one arm, raise the other arm. Give your fingers a wiggle. Reach up like you want to touch someone's hand up on the ceiling, and then the other hand, and then both hands. Maybe they're offering something. Maybe somebody's got something for you and you're reaching for it. Let your shoulders drop. Let your arms go down. melt down. And then let the knees sway side to side. Take your arms outwards. Another massage. It's just what we need. Now we're going onto our side and pushing ourselves up to seated. And to finish, a hug. Give yourselves a hug. You might be patting yourself on the back. You might be hugging yourself and patting your sides. But just enjoy that hug. You can let your head just nod slightly if it wants to. That's it. Open it out and hug the other way. And then open out and take the hands behind you. You might have your palms down. I'm going to press into my fingertips, but I want you to push away. I don't really let my hands be heavy at this point. I really take it into my chest and back instead. But you might want to push away from the floor that way, whichever feels best. Chest is coming forwards. And then your palms out to the side. The time has gone. Scoop up the air. Bring your hands together and down to your chest. Thank yourself. Give yourself a little butterfly pat. Well done. Put you through all sorts today, different positions, different balances. I hope it worked for you. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you found it. What was your favourite position maybe, especially out of those all fours. I'm going to be back next week, just on Wednesday this time, though not twice. But do check those Paralympic events. Leanne did one too. She did a triathlon and it is really fun. And some of it is, it's quite cheeky on the core. So see you soon.